Good afternoon. This is Susie Luna Saldana with Tea Time. I know we haven't been together for a while, and I've been promising you guys that we're going to take a look at some of the things that are happening in Corpus Christi and surrounding areas, but also what's happening in CCISD. I was fortunate enough a little while ago to do a CCOS update that told the teachers what they're going to be getting, but until we have the vote on the 26th, nothing is set on stone. I did want to take the opportunity to thank Dr. Hernandez for actually having met with each of the groups individually, especially CCOS, and taking our input, where we went from a 3 to 4% all the way up to 5% plus the years of experience. And some people will actually come up with some of our experienced teachers are going to come up with a 7-8% raise, pretty close to those $5,000 that the state promised and didn't send the money for. But our board has been very diligent in doing what needs to be done. Auxiliary, we still have a little bit of a thing with auxiliary. I'm hoping that they go up 1% more, because right now they're giving a total of 3%, which is 2% salary raise and a 1% stipend, which equals to 3. I'm hoping that I can up it just a tiny bit more, but we've got till the 26th to come up with those conclusions. That is some things that are happening in CCISD. But you know, some of the things that I say on CCOS, I really need to say up in what's happening in tea time. Because let me tell you, CCOS has been doing so well in CCISD and the surrounding areas that this woman, this little bitty woman, is so afraid of us, so scared of CCOS, and because she cannot beat us in representation and she cannot beat us in recruitment, she's using her little puppet, this guy that's going to be up for re-election. She's using him, and I kind of feel sorry for him because he's being told what to do and when to do it. I tell you what, it's showing him asking that we be removed from being recognized as an organization because she told him to. He has to do what the little puppet master told him to. So all I can surmise is that this scared little woman, this scared little Nancy Vera, is so scared of us that she can't fight us on an equal level, and she has to resort to bringing her puppet in to try to get us removed. Well, it didn't work. We got recognized. I'm pretty sure she's going to try again, because that's the only way she figures she can beat us. She can't beat us in representation. She can't beat us in representing people. She can't beat us in trying to make sure that our people know what's going on in CCISD, that she's scared. And that's her way of dealing with things when she's scared. But let me tell you one thing she's not scared of. She's certainly not scared of our superintendent. She's certainly not scared of our board as in general, because she keeps asking Catherine Susser to step down as president because, hey, she's not doing what she wants her to. She's only interested in puppets. But let me tell you what she is capable of doing. She's capable of violating board policy without anybody getting after her. Let me tell you how she's doing this. At CCSD, we had new teacher orientation, which means the new teachers gather together and they go to one place, and the organizations are there to be able to tell people about their organizations. Well, La Nancy Vera took the opportunity and to invite this guy to the function. And I say invite him because he came directly to her table. You guys know who this guy is. This guy is Eric Hodin. And he's running for District 32, he says, against Todd Hunter. Now you say, hey, Susie, what's wrong with that? I'll tell you what's wrong with that. Per board policy, no organization or anybody can do electioneering on school property. It's against board policy for them to do that. But guess what? Here's the lady with her little guy watching the people as they go. And the thing about it, okay, Let's say he was just there visiting her. She took him to every single vendor that was there and introduced him. I was behind her in one of those vendors when she said he's running for District 32. That's bad enough. But to have another president of another organization, Jackie Hannibal, right there is the picture. I tell you what, for her to go ahead and talk to him, did I talk to him? No, I didn't. But she did. So she condones this deal of violating policy in it. You know, it kind of finds it funny that somebody that cannot handle things, obviously, just like you see her there, that's her picture all the time. I don't think I've ever seen a smile on her face. And while this guy smiles, he never knows what he's smiling about. And I feel sorry for him for that. But this woman that's so afraid of CCAS that she wants to get us out by not being recognized, because obviously she can't deal with us. She can't deal with CCAS. She can't deal with the representation we give. She can't deal with the recruitment we do. So that's her only way of trying to get rid of us. She figures she'll use her puppet to be able to do it. She's violating policy. Do you know who this guy is running against? This guy is running against Todd Hunter. Todd Hunter is one of the very best representatives we have ever had. He cares for South Texas. He fights for us at every level and wins at every level. And this kid of a guy, and hey, I tell you what I know and I tell you what I do not know. I've been told that the guy's not working and that he's living with his mom. I don't know if that's true, so I don't want to say it for a fact. That's a rumor that has been handed down to me. But this person, who obviously, I don't know if he's working, I don't know if he's not working, but that he's actually going out there and running against Todd Hunter when he doesn't have anything to give for it or anything to show for it. So he's hoping that by simply saying he's a Democrat, that he'll be able to overcome everything that's going on. Let me tell you, he will never, ever get close to Todd Hunter because there are Republicans and Democrats that support Todd Hunter. And we support him. Me being a Democrat, I voted Democrat at every primary. We support him because he does the right thing for the right reason. For South Texas. For Corpus Christi. He cares about us. And then he comes along. And I don't know who in God's name talked him into it. But I figured it's her and Lalisa that talked him into running. And she's going to try real hard. But they're mistaken about one thing. If they think simply because he's a Democrat, he's going to get elected, you're so wrong. We Democrats elect the person that is best for our community. We don't elect the labels. I know I don't, and then I know a lot of people that don't. We go for the person that's going to serve the community. In the primary, I'm 100% Democrat. I will vote Democrat each time. I don't involve my organization in it. My organization is neutral. The only time we get involved is we get involved with state elections that are going to be our representatives that are going to impact the school. We get involved in school board elections, and that is my organization. Me, I get involved in all politics. I surely do. Because when I vote in the general election, I want people to know that I'm voting for the best person, not the label they carry. Todd Hunter happens to be one of those best persons, as is Senator Juan Chu Hinojosa. He's one of those best people that we have that we need to back up. You know, they may not like it, and the party may not like what I say. All I've got to say is too bad. I say the truth. And that, my darlings, is what happens all the time when the truth is said. You have people that are scared. We've got this poor little thing running scared from CCAS. So scared that she's trying to disqualify us from being recognized. She didn't succeed, but she's scared enough to be trying it. And you ask yourself, why? She gets up there and beats the drum. I want a 10% for the teachers. That's what she says. Woman isn't intelligent enough to know that everything in our budget comes together. And we have to support our students and their programs and the teachers and their employees. They showed us that 82% of the budget is personnel. So you've got very little left to teach the kids with. And we thank the board for thinking about teachers because they need to be paid and they need to be paid correctly. And we're excited about the things that are going. And we haven't forgotten the substitute teachers. We're not there yet, but we're going to work to see if we can get them a raise because they work just as hard as anybody else. So when we look at things and when we're looking at things, we look at the whole picture. Are we excited about the things that are happening? You better believe we're excited because they happen with our input. They happen when Dr. Hernandez listened. He didn't just listen to my group. He listened to the ATP that was there with the guy. He listened to her, and she's always screaming, if you can listen to her when she stops screaming. But let me tell you, at the board meeting on Monday, did she get up and advocate and say, we need more, we need less, we need more for auxiliary? You never heard her get up. Did ATP Jackie Hannonball get up and say, we need more money for the teachers, we need more money for the auxiliary? You never heard her get up. You never heard the Principals Association. The Principals Association got up with their new person and said, we need more money allocated for the principals because it takes leadership. They have a perfect right to ask for it. Just like everybody wants a piece of the pie, they have a perfect right to ask for it. Their amount of money, auxiliary amount of money, that each of them asked for. So you had the Principals Association getting up and speaking for their members. You had CCOS getting up and speaking for all employees, all teachers, all paraprofessionals, all secretaries, all cafeteria workers, all custodians, all maintenance, all central receiving. Every one of those employees we were asking for help for. We got up, we spoke on behalf of every employee. We especially spoke of our members, and I wanted to take time to thank our members because our members did a superb job on calling school board members and not screaming and yelling at them, but professionally telling them what they were going through and why they needed this raise. Our members were professional. They text professionally, they spoke professionally, and I want to thank them because they themselves put everything on the line. They themselves talked to school board members and told them what needed to be told on their behalf. So I'm very proud of CCOS members and what they did. I'm very proud of every teacher and every school employee that stood up and said what they needed. But what do we need? We, the people in Corpus Christi. This is my political arena. This is what I talk about in tea time. What's happening in our city? What's happening in our country? What's happening with us here in Corpus Christi? And what's happening is not pretty. It's not pretty when you have people like this. And like I said, I feel sorry for him. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what he's going through. I do know he's very repetitious. I do know that he'll come over and say, hi, I hope you're doing great. I'm very supportive of you. He'll come over and shake my hand and tell me how supportive he is of me. He did that at new teacher orientation. Both him and his wife came over and said, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting people. This is what he told me. And then, I'm pretty sure after talking to his puppet master, he comes out and says, I don't want these people in here. I really don't want them. They're a for-profit group. They're not non-profit. Well, you know what? If I wanted to be a non-profit, I probably could do it in 5 minutes. But I don't want to be a union. I am an association. I defend my people with the truth, with board policy, following the legal proceedings. That's who I defend my people with. Do I want to join AFL-CIO? I was part of them for a long time. I sat on their AFL-CIO table. I sat on what they did. And you know what? I learned. That's why now I vote for everyone, every single person that's going to help our city, our people, our teachers, our employees. That's what I care about, protecting them, protecting the people that should be protected, people that don't have a chance to go up there. I was just at city council. We're passing the bill on crime control. We're adding some police officers, and I'll tell you, I want to thank our city manager for having the brilliance to at least try to add 5 new police officers a year. And this little girl with short shorts and all color of hair gets up there and says, they're lying. This crime control should be for prevention. This woman doesn't know what she's talking about. She's giving you wrong figures. I didn't give her many figures. Girl doesn't listen. I told her I was around when actually crime control was started by the organization that at that time was very respected with Linda Bridges. Not what's there now. Now you can't compare. And it was started to help get police officers, but the part that Linda was interested in was only the truancy. And yes, they did a good job on truancy. And yes, we were named an All-American city because of it. But that was then, and we had the funds. Now, with everything that's happening in our country, with shootings at Walmart, with shootings in Ohio, with shootings of our police officers everywhere you turn around, would you rather have somebody picked up for truancy, or would you rather have a police officer there defending you? Which would you rather have? I know what my answer is. Rather than take the time of a police officer to pick up a kid that's truant, I'd rather have him in front of that Walmart defending people and keeping them from getting killed. I'd rather have them in front of that nightclub helping those people get salvaged. That's what I'd rather have. Don't know what you'd rather have, but that's the truth of it. So you can stretch the truth to 10,001 things. We can stop that. Our officers need to be there, and we need more officers to protect Flower Bluff. The guy that got up there and said, hey, we got a lot of homeless around the place. We need to have some protection. We need the showing of police officers. How are we going to show them if we don't have them? How are we going to spread our people? Because at the time that we did the truancy, we had more police officers than we actually do now. Can you believe that? Can you believe that we actually have more officers back then than we do now? We're trying to rebuild to where we were. Yes, we could afford to do it at the time. We cannot at this time. What we need is the police officers. We need them out in the streets. We need them out protecting people. We need people that know how to keep policy. We need people that know what they're doing. And I'm telling you, what we need to do is get together as a community, because Corpus Christi is very unique. Yes, we have people that believe in Trump, and I respect their belief. I don't. And I hope they respect mine. But we don't go out and kill each other for it. We support the difference, and we go to the voting polls, and we let the voting decide. That's what we're about in Corpus Christi. A civilized group. And we don't have to sneak around like this woman does and find people like him. Look at this. Look at this. Find people like him to run against Todd Hunter, which is the best representative ever. I don't think there's a single Democrat. He can go to Hi-Ho and be just, people will be ecstatic to see him and happy to see him as they're all in town and country. Because he spans that whole gamma of people. Because he cares about people, not about labels. And unfortunately, you know, that's what these crazy people are thinking about. Hey, let's take him and introduce him to people. Sometimes our new teachers are coming in from different places. They don't know any better. All they know is that they met him. So I want you to spread the word. The people that are watching this video, the people that are interested in what's happening in Corpus Christi, you need to get involved. I don't care if you get involved with the Republican side or the Democratic side. Just get involved. We're going to have city council elections coming back up. They come around every 2 years. And we'll be judging the people that we put in office as to what they have done and should we keep them or should we change them. Don't get carried away by people that have been there. You know, people got after me real bad because I was going against a certain used car salesman and said, Susie, why are you doing that? Because the man shouldn't be there. And he's proved it. Closed his business from the car dealership. Somebody tells me he's got a game room. I don't know that for sure. And he's taking people that way. Now, that's a good way to take people's money here. Because a game room is not a legal thing. I mean, the state might allow them. The federal government doesn't allow them. So, there's a lot of issues. A lot of reasons why we should get together and vote and come out and do the right thing. When we go out for school board elections for 2020, you need to give this guy a rest. We need to send him home with 0 votes, which I know it's not going to happen because they remember the old Tony Diaz. Do you know this guy hired me? This guy actually hired me as a teacher's aide when I first got started with CCISD. He actually hired me. Does he even remember anything anymore? And you know, I'm getting that age too. So I'm hoping that when I get to not remembering, somebody says it's time for you to go, honey. Right now, he doesn't remember. Coming up is going to be another person that seconded his motion. Oh my God, yes. And I find it funny that she seconded the motion for him. And I know I'm out of your view right now. But this lady seconded his motion. Hawkins. Upshaw Hawkins seconded his motion. And she says, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you know. I never heard of any such thing. A prophet not being a non-prophet. She didn't even realize what I was telling her. But she'll follow the lead. Now, I cannot say that she's suffering like this guy is. She knows exactly what she's doing, although she rambles a lot. She suffers. She knows exactly what she's doing. She used to be a teacher. Now she's a professor at Del Mar. Okay? I tell you what, in talking to my friends, and I have a lot of friends in every community, they tell me that's exactly the way she is, Susie. That's in her community. That's exactly the way she is. Well, lady, you can follow the lead and you can follow your leader. But the people in Corpus Christi will follow their intelligence. They will follow what is right. And I strongly believe in you. So I want you to know that I am very grateful to you that are watching. I want you to know that we're going to keep on fighting. And if you see this crazy woman, because she's going to hurt the Democratic Party. Let me tell you how she's going to hurt the Democratic Party. Let me tell you how. She put up this guy, this Eric Codine, to run against Todd Hunter. She put him up to it. And that's what I hear. I don't have concrete proof, but I hear from a lot of people telling me that that's what happened. And I'll tell you if it's true or if I heard it that way. And she did this. And let me tell you what is happening and how she's going to hurt the party. Mark Gonzalez is running for district attorney. And I will have him on my show tomorrow in El Poder at 4 o'clock in KTMB. And we will be talking to him about what he's done. But because Todd is going to be able to pull so many people out, it's going to hurt the party. It's going to hurt Mark Gonzalez. I pray to God that's not true, because that's not something I want to happen. But keep an eye, because it's important. We'll be updating you, not only on what's happening in CCISD, Westoso and Toloso, but also what is happening here in Corpus Christi. This is Susie Luna Saldana signing off for Tea Time. Thank you for listening.